Tune in to the
Shakedown Radio.
Real Talk Radio.
Shakedown Radio.
Real Talk.
Keep it real, we keep it raw.
Shakedown.
Yes, sir. It's the Shakedown Showcase Radio and Real Talk. It's your boy in the house with your team members. Tonight, y'all know what time it is. It is Let's Talk About It and Gas Up Wednesday. We're going to see how smart you are out there to win some cash prizes as well. It's your boy K6 in the house. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Make sure you go over to our YouTube channel, smash that button, show some love, show your team members some support right here on the Shakedown. Make sure you go to our website. That is the shakedownshowcase.com. If you want to have your own iPod, right?
iPod.
Your own podcast, or you want to become a team member, make sure you go to our website. Hey, Kimberly, we see you out there. We appreciate everybody tuning in. I got my homegirl next to me. What's up, Katrina Diamond?
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Everything's going good. Man, you sound quite excited there. I'm super excited. Man.
Pumped up.
Yeah. Now y'all know who I got to the right of me. I got my main man, Mr. Flick It Up. Flick It Up. What's up, man?
Y'all already know how we get down, man. You know what I'm saying? Shakedown, Showcase, Radio, Real Talk. You know what I'm saying? We here. And you already know how I do it. Mr. Flick It Up.
And live. And also we got my other homeboy, brother from another mother, father from another loins. I guess that's how I go. Mr. Alfred Jones. Frank, what's up, man?
Good, family. What's good?
I was waiting on it. Y'all heard the Barry White? Yeah, what's good? What's good, y'all? What's good? Barry White. I got none of love for you, baby. It's Eddie Kane. It's Eddie Kane. Ring. Let me sing. Listen, it's Talk About It Wednesday. Whatever's going on in social media, whatever's going on in your mind that you want to talk about it, that's what we're here for, is to talk about it. It's Talk About It Wednesday. So I'm going to tell y'all what I want to talk about, right? It's this thing called Time's Up, right? There's a purpose and a place for Time's Up. And I understand what Time's Up means and what it's for. I support it, right? Support women, equal opportunities in the workplace, so forth. So there's an article that I read that this kid was playing dodgeball in school. And he accidentally bumped into one of his classmates, female. We talking about junior high now, middle school. He bumped into the classmate. The classmate reported it to the teacher. The female, the girl reported it to the teacher. And immediately, the girl parents tagged him as sexual harassment his daughter.
Because they was playing dodgeball?
Say again?
Because they were playing dodgeball?
They were playing dodgeball. He bumped into her in the chest, right? So she said that he touched her accidentally. He said it was an accident, didn't try. And she reported it. Because she reported this, the kid's parents tagged the boy as sexual harassment, which caused this whole ordeal to get him expelled from school, because all this revolves around the whole Time's Up process. Now the Time's Up process is going after our youth and our kids in school, which, listen, I support it. I support the Time's Up movement. But when it's going too far, it's going too far. You know what I mean? There's another article, it talks in there that we're talking about elementary kids, right? You know how little boys learn. Alfred, you know how little boys are. When we grow up, boys and girls learn a little different. Boys are a little rowdy. They're a little touchy. You know what I mean? They touch on everything, no matter what. That's how boys are. And girls are a little more reserved, laid back, you know what I mean, try to see what's going on and so forth. Well, this little boy in kindergarten touched on the girl, not inappropriate, but touched her on the shoulder. Was reported. Now the little boy got labeled as harassing or molesting the little girl. And the little boy didn't have the slightest idea what that
Wait a minute.
meant.
And they in elementary school?
This was elementary. Yes, this is correct. This is correct.
Hey, but look, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. Like that kind of happened with me. I remember, I think I was like maybe in the second, third grade, and I remember it was an incident, you know what I'm saying, that happened. But I did say sorry. You get what I'm saying? It was something like an accident that happened. You know what I mean? And I said, oh, I'm sorry, 'cause I remember this. And you know, and I guess you know the girl told the teacher. And then I told the teacher the same thing. Like, no, I didn't mean to. You know, it was an accident. But the teacher, you know, as her being a woman, she like, I don't understand what you don't mean to. You she said you did this. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, it was an accident. You know, and then it went from the principal to my mom and them coming, and it made me look real bad, like I'm some kind of
pervert. Like
pervert,
you're a pervert or a child.
Exactly.
And it's sad that now kids can't be kids anymore. We got to be cautious they got to be cautious what they do as adults.
Yeah.
Now we putting kids in an adult mentality of
Yes.
you may get charged with sexual harassment in school. In junior high, in elementary school, kids got to worry about being what they do in sexual harass. And you know how we are kids. We don't think of this stuff. We kids having fun.
Yeah, but you gotta understand it really don't, like, you know, the kids are the one who's being innocent, because you know the girl, she doing what's right. She felt uncomfortable. It was unusual. So she told somebody. So she was being responsible to let people know that, let somebody know that it was something wrong. You know, something happened to me and I felt uncomfortable. So basically, the situation is innocent. It's just on the adults on how they dealing with the situation. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
The adults took it all out of proportion. And
exactly.
And one of the moms was a Time's Up supporter. Once again, I have nothing against the Time's Up movement. What I have against is taking it way too far when it comes to dealing with children that does not know any better or didn't mean any harm from it. Yes, we may got some kids that are a little over, you know, flirty or touchy, but that's when we pull them aside and educate. That's when we explain to them what is right and what is wrong. Not because they, you know, you put in, you really jeopardizing the kids, you know what I'm saying, life like that too. You know what I'm saying? They got that in their records. Now, at a young age, they gonna be like, well, you been doing this since you was young? Like, wow.
What's going on? You feel me?
Wow.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Or they haven't done anything, but that might just pop up somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what, you at this age feeling on women like that? Oh, I mean, you know, girls and stuff, you know. Like, so it does mess that up. But it's just a money thing, you know. Kids in the system. They gotta have to be classes, gotta be taken. You gotta take them there. You gotta pay for this, counseling, therapy.
Now the parents gotta do all this additional stuff just because of this.
The judge get paid, the courthouse get paid. So everybody getting paid off that one little situation when it could have just been something that, like you said, could have been talked about. We could have been like, hey, we need to educate our kids to let them know that sometimes it's like this, you know, I think we should just need to be honest and be more realistic with the kids, because, you know, most of the time, you know, they got the fathers, they're going to let it, hey,
right.
If something happen to you, this happen, you make sure you this, you know what I mean? Or you know? And then you put that in the kid, and they like, hey, my mama told me, hey, if somebody do this, I need to tell.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, hey, I don't know. It's kind of like up. It got a pros and it got a con to it. You know what I mean? You're doing the right thing, but it's still kind of like, I don't know, kind of confusing that you're trying to tell your kid to do it this way.
Yeah. So Kimberly,
Yeah, what you do,
Kimberly
but
Ann
it
has
turned out to be that.
right. Right. So Kimberly Ann has a topic, what she wants to get off her mind. She says, since we're talking about it and what's on our mind, here's what's on her mind. Anger, right? How can a person learn how to deal with anger? How can a person learn to deal with anger? I think what you're trying to say, control or deal with anger. Alfred, this is your expertise. How can a person really deal with anger and control their anger situation or any other situation?
Well, it also it depends on the form which she's trying to deal with anger. I mean, in athletics, you get into an incident on the court or on the field, don't lash out, do anything to get yourself thrown out the game. You just channel that into what you've been taught, and you use that process to demonstrate your skills. I kind of look at that the same way in life. Whatever the situation that's causing you to get out of character, let's root cause it. Let's see what those contributing factors are.
Right.
And another thing with anger, man, you don't want to, especially with individuals, you don't want to give them power over you to hold you prisoner to that situation. So it's all about doing a root cause analysis and doing an overview of what's going on, and think about the pros and the cons. How can I move past this situation? And a lot of times, if it's you may need to remove yourself from that environment if it is an environment issue.
Right. And here's my take on it too. Is anger is based on patience, and patience is, like they say, of a virtue. Patience is nothing that can be taught. It's learned over time, right? And if you build enough tolerance of patience, it's difficult to get you anger in any kind of situation. I'm that type of situation. Flick it up and tell you, I don't think you really ever saw me angry, have you?
No, never.
I'm not that individual. I mean, I can have this.
Flick it up.
I know. The day that he get angry, I know it's gonna be some mess.
All right.
I know it's. Hey, I'm
gonna tell y'all like this.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I'm patiently waiting though. I'm
gonna tell you like this. He's quiet.
That's it.
He's quiet, but when he gets angry, I'm gonna tell you when back in the day,
Oh man.
some guys was messing with him, right?
Yeah.
And what happened was somebody had ran to the house and got my dad and was like, KO up here fighting. Like, that was unheard of for KO to be fighting. You know what I'm saying? So KO was up here fighting. He done threw a dude in the trash can, beating him in the head with the lid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the dude had to be really, you know what I'm saying, like messing with him for him to go off like that. You know, because KO, yeah.
Listen, you weren't supposed to tell. That's a disclaimer, y'all. I don't get like that anymore.
You violent, man. You violent.
I don't. Listen. Me and Alfred have discussions, and don't let him fool you. He a big guy, and let me tell you, we and him work together at a company, and I seen somebody piss him off.
Wow.
He cleared out almost the whole damn warehouse. They thought WrestleMania was going, and the first person they called was me. Yo, Kay, you need to go check out and see what's going on. Now, out of all people, I go over and, man, what's going on? He is having a discussion and also tell people how to do the job. So, I think, but as you grow over the years, you learn to control that process. And I was one of those individuals I'll remove myself as much as possible. But if you start following me, then, like the Hulk say, you don't want to see me when I'm angry. You don't want to see me when I'm angry.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. It might sound weird, but I know one thing that's a good practice though. If you do feel like, you know what I'm saying, you got a lot of anger in you or whatever like that, I know it's good. Is you could go somewhere out, like somewhere you can go out and just scream, man. Just let it out, like scream. You know what I'm saying? It might sound weird, but it works. You know what I mean? I know a couple of people that does do it, and it works for them. So just try it. Just sometimes it's good to just let it out, like last shot. You're not mad at nothing else. You just got a lot of anger build up in you. You know what I'm saying? Just scream and let it out. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's good to be free. So you gotta let yourself be free. You ain't gotta hold it in. Just,
Me personally, I like to go to the gym, man.
Okay.
Work out. I'm a big guy, but I'm kind of still athletic, so I like to play ball too. If you're on the opposite team that day, it may be a rough day for you. You feel me? But yeah, the whole thing is, finding a positive way and release that anger. Because the thing about it, you don't want to get in a situation and get caught in it. It only takes a moment to get yourself in a situation, but it takes almost a lifetime to get yourself out of it. So I could say, I've learned how to channel and control my anger. You feel me? And almost you want to be, strategize with it. See what, like I said, go back and analyze what's causing you to be so frustrated in a situation, whether it's with a person, your job, whatever. Root causing, see, is there something I can change? Then sometimes you're going to find out there's nothing you can do, but maybe you just need to remove yourself from that situation,
Right.
So, you always want to think positive, look at the negative, you look at the negative side of it, but you also want to seek out what positive can I do to change this, or how can this better me down the road, those are good practices to implement in your repertoire.
Yeah, man. Boxing do it too.
Yeah, anything extracurricular. Boxing, working out, playing ball, jogging. Meditating, reading.
Boxing only works if it's in a controlled environment to be able to control your anger. Because a lot of times, you got people that just show up, man, and go in and say, "Oh, I'm gonna box this out." Man, believe me or not, man, you'll hurt yourself if you ain't in a controlled environment when it comes to that. Listen, thank you for tuning in to the Shakedown Radio Showcase and Real Talk. It's Wednesday, let's talk about it, and also Gas Up Wednesday, baby. So make sure you go to our YouTube channel, smash that button, subscribe to our channel to support the team here. Also, make sure you follow us on all our social media. You can also go to our ShakedownShowcase.com. Follow us on that. You'll see our partners that we with. We're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, SoundCloud, so on and so on. You can actually see that on the website. If you want to figure out how to build your own podcast, you can go and reach on us out there. We'll bring you guys onto the team, and that's how we do it. It's Gas Up Wednesday, and let's talk about it. Whatever's on your mind, we're here to talk about it. You know what I mean? Katrina Diamond, what's on your mind, man?
Hey, everybody, what's up?
Yes, sir. Mr. Flick It Up, talk to me.
Man, you already know I'm here, man. Just getting it in, man. We're going to go ahead and see if we're going to give out some gas money today, and let's see if it's going to happen.
We'll definitely see. And Mr. Jones, what we got going?
Hey, man, we just here talking it up, chopping it up.
Man,
positive wins.
Man, you got the perfect last name. Me and Mr. Jones got a thing going on. It don't work for you.
My last name used to be Jones, Alfred.
Oh, really?
We might have been some kid.
There's a lot of us.
Yeah. But you know what? I was glad to get rid of that last name too. So I hope you're not affiliated with that family.
Hold on, I'm merging the call.
I don't know. I mean, You know what? I'm a Jones on both sides of my
Hold on,
fence.
guys.
My
We're going to
mom's
bring
side
a guest
and my
on board
dad's.
real quick. 407, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, it's flicking up, calling another 407.
Yeah, man. I need to do something on this with him.
Gotcha. So, man, anything interesting that you've been keeping up on with Alfred? I know you always paying attention, definitely with expanding territories. I keep up with some of your articles that you post and motivation. Is there anything interesting that you've been reading and keeping on top of?
Yeah, man. I think we dialect on it briefly last night. It was real interesting. I was following the writer Sean King, who was doing a little segment with TV One and on the Tom Jones Show, and he was, how the media is not really getting too much play other than the incident that just happened in New Zealand.
With the supremacy. Go ahead.
Yeah, these white supremacists with all kind of militia groups, and it's been hush-hush because it's not just a homeland issue that we have here in the United States. It's rapidly going across the world. I mean, if you can even think back to last year in the latter part of 2017, there was some issues going on in Africa and in Libya, where Africans were being mutilated and executed and crucified right on the scene in public squares and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And just want to keep the people, aware of your surroundings. And also, we've made progress during the past 40, 50 years, but we've yet to arrive. And, just stay educated, stay on your grind. And, we got to protect our youth, which is our future, and these are some, educate them as well, how to handle situations. Because, right here, we deal with police brutality and all type of altercations. And just be aware of what's going on, man. Just be aware of what's going on.
Listen, Donald Trump, when they interviewed Donald in New Zealand, what blew my mind was his response on that. Because as we know that it's been reported that it's been a individual, more than one individual, that is part of the white supremacist group. And this reporter said, Donald Trump, what do he think about the white supremacist group, and how does he feel about the situation? His response was, this was just a handful of people that did wrong.
Right.
That was it. A handful of people that did wrong. He didn't go to talk about, he doesn't support white supremacists. He does not do this. Look at his rallies. His rallies is believe it or not, a lot of his rallies, white supremacists show up, white supremacists support him, so on and so on. And with that said, that says a lot about an individual.
Well, you know what, man? I'm to the point with Trump, and it's sad to say, with a lot of his supporters, well, nothing surprised me with this guy anymore. I mean, he is who he is. And with that being said, we can't set ourselves up for expectations for anything different. We got to, go with history shows us he has a track record. He's sticking with it. So we got to plan accordingly. We got to educate ourselves accordingly. We got to, strengthen our community, and become more unified. It's almost to the point where, man, it's like a civil rights movement, like the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
But no one's talking about it, and no one's actually bringing it to the forefront. And by the time, people wake up and we got some issues, it almost will be too late because we got so many distractions now. I mean, social media being a big part of that. I mean, you look at TV, you got reality TV. That's a big part of it. I mean, if you were to sit down and have a conversation with the average 18-year-old or 21-year-old, they could not dialect on anything other than
love and hip hop
and the TV.
I mean, all
That's what they gonna conversate about.
What was that flick about love and hip hop?
Yeah, I say that's what they can conversate about. Love and hip hop, marriage broken, all kinds of stuff. My daughter's 16, pregnant.
Jordan coming out,
that
type of thing.
Man,
that
I
type
don't
of
even
stuff,
keep
man.
up with that stuff. I'm one of those individuals. I don't keep up with reality television. I don't care for reality television. A lot of times, because I work with television networks and behind the scenes, a lot of that stuff is orchestrated to make to make individuals look like fools. And if you look at it, it's one group of individual. If you look at all the reality television shows, and this me seeing ratings, right? Looking at ratings and so forth. All these television shows, reality television shows, and their ratings, from no matter what it is, there's a pattern of what majority gets the higher ratings. There's a majority.
Well,
go ahead, Alfred.
Well, I would like to talk about the hidden agenda behind that, because you just said something. They're targeting a certain group of people, and they're caught up in the soap opera drama of what's going on.
Exactly. I was just about to say.
A lot of these are planned events. Okay. Now, if I have an audience, if I got the majority of a target age group, their time occupied, their minds are occupied, and there's some of them even emulating some of the situations that they see on TV, that they listen to the music. And this sidetracks them from walking in purpose, building a repertoire that would get them to the next level, lightening, bringing strength in numbers, especially in the black community. So, I mean, let's deal with that also, because, like I said, it's sad, because I go back when I was, in high school and junior and senior in high school, and I'll never forget my economics teacher and we was having a debate. At that time, the LA riots was going on, and she made a comment. She was like, "Well, if Martin Luther King was alive, he would be upset, but if Malcolm X was alive, he would be happy." And me being the young man that I am, because being the son of an educator who not only influenced but mandated that I do self-studies, and also outside of the scholastic curriculum that I know more about my culture and my people. And the simple thing, my question was, why would you say that? Because when you analyze the two, they actually were the same guy. They both, promoted the nonviolence. Except X at that time, he believed in self-defense. But people don't know about the Martin Luther King after the dream, because King woke up after X's assassination, especially when he was dealing with the anti-poverty situation movement, where LBJ wanted him to come on board and help him get the black votes in order to get reelected for the next term. This guy woke up and seen that he was being used as a puppet. He woke up and seen that a lot of the things he thought the dream was part of was actually a nightmare. And this is the King that no one talks about, where a lot of his NAACP colleagues were turning their backs on him, walking away from him.
Right. Even Jesse Jackson was one of them that turned his back on him.
No one wants to talk about. Yeah. So actually, and I'm saying, all we know is, walking and getting beat up and thrown in jail, but there was another element to the guy. See, and that's what I'm saying. We get a whitewashed down version of who we are. We get a whitewashed down version of what's really going on, and then they give you, just like you would bait an animal or rope to throw them off, you give them something to keep them occupied. You dig what I'm saying? So, I mean, when I see those type of programs, I watched them. I sit down, I watched them trying to get into it and see what was going on, and man, I'm like, this is a circus. And people up and how they run it. Look at the Love and Hip Hop series. They run the Love and Hip Hop New York with all this foolishness. After it go off, it ain't even a week or so. Here comes Atlanta, and after that go off, here comes LA, and then here comes Miami, and we right back into the foolishness all over. And let's look at some of the cast members.
Right.
They promote all type of different things, from drug abuse to different situations that I don't think should be televised, and it's almost a nuisance And no one is really taking a stand because they caught up in, like a deer in the headlights.
Making the money. Yep. And not only that, Alfred, I could go a little further than that. I was telling when we had a talking about this some weeks ago about one that's called Married to Medicine. And we're talking about doctors that live in Atlanta, well-known doctors. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about OBGYNs. I'm talking about ones that work as physicians in emergency room that's caught up in the drama. This is also a reality show, and we're talking about all black people. Even though some of the housewives, New Jersey or New York or whatever, they're white. But we're talking about most of these reality shows are African Americans.
Hold on. There was a show. Hello? There was a show. There was a show. It was I think it was on the Oxygen Network. It was called The Preachers of L.A. And what it was, they had a lot of these local and national mega church pastors on, and it was just as bad as the other shows. Now, this is what got my attention. Now, we know in the community, a lot of people refer to, the church as when they need a reference or someone to look forward to is their pastor.
Right.
They're showing a whole other side.
Right.
Of, I get it. They are human. I get it. They have everything, but they still should have themselves at a certain standard. Now, there was all type of situations that were being played out, with some of these pastors, and it was almost to the fact, well, if the pastor caught up in this, why am I seeking him for refuge? Why am I seeking him for information or trying to better myself when he's doing the same thing? So that's why with a lot of the youth, they have a distrust in some of our pastors and church organizations because of what they see portrayed on TV, and also some of these pastors are living up to some of these situations that were being portrayed. So I mean, you guys, if you remember, we talked about on one show, we was talking about the Willie Lynch.
The Willie Lynch letter. Yep.
And I went into when we was talking about buck breaking, where they would take the dominant specimen and bring him before the village or put him before the plantation and physically rape him, demoralize him. That's how I looked at this. Someone who's supposed to be a patriarch in the community,
right?
Who's to be looked to for information, who's to be someone that we model ourselves out from getting out of bad situations, and they simply put him in a circus and made him look like a fool. You did. So this is what a lot of tear down positive role models. This is what some of this reality TV is doing.
Wow.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. Like as they're looking at on the way that how they looking at it, in the way that they I'm just trying to put myself in their place. How would they really would be thinking? You know what I'm saying? And we already know that they're thinking about the money, and at the same time, it's more to that too. Subliminally. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, to be honest with you, us black people, when it comes to us being on the TV or us either open our mouth or us interacting or getting angry, it just it's very entertaining, especially as black people, because we like looking at stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that we just all so hyped up into the drama stuff. You feel me? Like back in the days, in the 90s when they used to have the soap operas, right? And mainly that you see with, Caucasians on the soap operas around those times. You feel me? With drama, then cheating, killing, murder. They were actually, showing it, but that was the thing around, Channel 9, around that time, back in the day when it was here. So right now, that's like this modern soap opera. But it's switched up to black people with these drama. You know what I mean? Especially with all, like I said, just like we were talking about yesterday, with real stars and people fighting, putting their female on blast, putting their dudes on blast. They talking about baby daddy situations. So they starting to see that. They getting that from Facebook, Instagram, all that. They getting all this stuff like, oh, we can make this into a reality show. You know what I'm saying? Oh, these, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's two things that you know I get out of it that's being destroyed: integrity and accountability. You feel me? Because you know, look at some of the relationships.
Right.
You know, nowadays, you see all type of memes on social media. You know,
exactly.
the ones I seen I thought was hilarious. Nowadays, you got an old man and a side chick, or you know, two boyfriends or something.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's just no one has no type of accountability. No one is moving in any type of integrity, and these attributes are being passed on to the next generation.
Yeah.
You feel me? So what we're doing is, you know, we're actually, you know, creating chaos.
Correct. And here's the thing. So the root to that is money, because the reason we don't have any morals or not worried about our character, because we got money flashed. They got money flashed in their face. Now they're weighing what is more important. Money or my characteristics. Money or my values. And if
They want that money.
And if you hang enough of it in their face, that's what seems to grasp to go towards the people, the money.
Well, I guess for me, I got my hands on a lot of different areas. That's you know, you bring a strong point. A lot of people, you know, they caught up in the money, but how many of us are really educated on what money, you know, what's going on with the money right now?
Well, the money ain't got no value.
Exactly. And it doesn't have value to the point that they're creating alternate currencies, cryptocurrency.
Yeah, exactly.
It's high, and it's to the point where governments are stepping in because it's devaluing their debit system.
Right.
But here's the thing. You can look for cryptocurrency to take a real good boost here in a few more months and years because of what they just legalized, recreational marijuana. And these companies are smart. Hey, we're going to use cryptocurrency to help purchase and trade our product. You feel me? So what is that going to do to the money? That's going to make it depreciate that much more. You feel me? So you know, I'm chasing the bag. How are you chasing the bag? You're not even educated about the bag. What value the bag brings. You dig what I'm saying?
The bag,
and that's what I'm saying. But, you know, don't lose your soul trying to chase money, because
exactly.
that is shady. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know, saying the money ain't got no value, man. It's too much. It's too much of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying no. Hold on. What I'm saying is, like, okay, man, like, I'm just trying to get like the point, like as we're saying, like how it was back then. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of gold, but it was not easy just to get gold like that. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't something that it was just easy for you to get gold. Now it's easy to get money. That's how I feel. It's not like it's hard to get money. It's easy to get money. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? And then they printed it every time. That thing getting printed, stamped on, all kinds of time, all the time. So it don't have no value. I feel like money, that's just my opinion how I look at it. Like, money don't have no value to it because it's printed too many times. I feel like that, like, it's common sense to me. Like, something has value if it's not too many of it. It has a lot of value to it because there's not so many of it.
Right. So money value now, which it says, you know, is valued by the Treasury if you read on it or whatever. The reason is the money is valued by the people / by the stock market because all like gold was given over to China when we took a huge loan from them.
I remember that.
So
Yeah.
the value of money is based on the people. To go even further than that, the reason the crypto coin came out was because the people wanted to take over the value of money and not allow the government to control the value of the dime or the value of the market. You know what I mean?
Okay.
How it determines to increase the value. With crypto coin, the value is based on the individual, on what the individual is rotating the crypto in. So it's based off the people and not the government. And the reason crypto is such a good, and it has its pros and cons. It's not regulated by the government. It's difficult for them to even regulate it because the government don't have their hands in it. Now, with the value of the dollar, and the dollar is regulated by the government. The government takes money out of circulation. Go ahead.
Well, actually, it's not regulated by the government. It's its own entity. Our central bank is
Right, that's correct. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So actually, they set precedent for the government. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it's so much. And here's the thing. I mean, pick it up. You was talking about money not having this value that it had not even 10 years ago. You're absolutely correct because there's so much in circulation, which causes inflation. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
Back when President Obama was when he first took over in office, I think our deficit that he inherited was around 17 trillion. And it wasn't too long after that, with him being in office, he signed off on a couple stimulus bills. And that was right around 300 billion or so. My question was at the time, if we're already in a $17 trillion deficit, and you're signing off on a couple billion in stimulus money, how does this money have a real value? Where does this money come from? The average person won't even think about it because they're like, well, the stimulus was put in so we can spend more money.
Right.
I get what they're telling you, but here's my problem. Here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. If we owe 17 trillion, how in the world are we able to produce 300 billion several times?
To that argument, man. That's crazy.
That's it. So my question is, so here's another question. What's the difference between the government hitting the print button and someone printing up bills at home?
That they don't have control of what you print. You can print most of
bills
it.
up at home. What's that called?
Fraud.
So exactly. They basically been putting us in some fraud. You did what I'm saying, not giving us the whole. And you got to educate yourself. See what's going on with your money. See what's going on with your finances. I mean, we even talk about that during that period, the United States lost its AAA rate. It basically says that the American dollar can go anywhere. You did. At a point in time, it couldn't. When it dropped down to that AA rate. You did what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of other politics we can get in to trace that down. But my thing is this. If chasing, giving up morals and standards for something they're not even educated on how it really works.
Right. You're absolutely right. Listen, thank you for tuning in to the Shakedown Radio Showcase live right here, baby. It's Let's Talk About It and Gas Up Wednesday, where we give out gas prizes. So what we're going to do, we're going to ask a general question, and we're going to make it a Black History question here. Katrina Diamond, you got one off the top of your mind?
No, I don't have one on top of my mind right now.
All right. Mr. Alfred Jones, give me one question to ask the people. If you answer this question and you got a Cash App, you got to inbox us your Cash App name, and we will send you Gas Up money right here on Gas Up Wednesday. Let's talk about it. Alfred, what we got?
Just make it real simple for you.
We're going to make it simple. Listen up. Hold up. Listen up. And go.
During George W. Bush's terms both of his terms in office, what are the names of the two black secretaries of state?
George W. Bush was in office.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
What was the two
The
names
two black secretaries of state. What were they
of the
named?
black Secretary of States?
That's a good one.
What was their
That's
name?
a good one.
When Judge W. Bush was in office, what's the name of the two black Secretary of States? Message to that question, send it in our inbox, and if you got it right, you will get gas money right here for Gas Up Wednesday. Look, thank you for tuning in to the Shakedown Radio Showcase, Real Talk, baby. And I want you guys to make sure you go over to our YouTube channel, smash that button, show your team members some love. Definitely show us some love, man. That helps support our channel here. Also, you can go to our website, and that is the shakedownshowcase.com. Check out our website. Once again, you go to shakedownshowcase.com. Check out the website. You'll see all our partners. Also, if you want to start your own podcast, we can help you guys do that. Just go to our website. That's the shakedownshowcase.com. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Follow on us all our social media. We got bigger things coming up, bigger and better. Tomorrow night is What's Hot in Your City. All you got to do is just tell her what you got going down in your city tomorrow night, what events you got. If you want to promote your business, we allowing y'all to get free advertisement right here to a lot of people, man. No matter where you at in state of Florida or the U.S., promote your business right here on the Shakedown tomorrow night. Tune in at 9:30 right on Facebook Live, or you can also go to YouTube Live, or you can also hear our podcast on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, so on. Make it easy. Go to our website, shakedownshowcase.com. You'll see all our podcasts, all our partners that partner up with us so you can hear us. But tomorrow night is What's Hot in Your City. Make sure you call in. And that final question is, when George W. Bush was in office, what's the name of his two black Secretary of State? Give that answer, and you will win cash prize from your team members here at the Shakedown. Katrina Diamond, say final words to the people.
Be safe. Thank y'all for tuning in.
That's it. And Mr. Flick It Up, what you got for the people, man?
Man, you already know, man. Hey, man, this is real deep and it's fun, man. I like, having a good conversation with Alfred, you know what I mean, and everyone, Katrina, you, K6. Hey, man, we got to continue doing this. We got to continue spreading the word, spreading the knowledge, spreading the peace, spreading the love. And then we're going to continue doing that right here on the Shakedown Showcase Radio. Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm going to rock it out like this. I'm going to do a 5 o'clock jam, and I'm going to do a 9 o'clock jam. So we're going to be getting on twice a day. You feel me? 5 o'clock in the evening and 9 o'clock at night. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. So if y'all heard that, Flick It Up. We got the Shakedown hip-hop and R&B, local artists only. So if you're a local artist out there and want your music to be heard, go ahead and send it in to the Shakedown Showcase Radio at 407 at Gmail. Send your track in. We'll spin your check. Now, I want to warn you, when you send your music in, it is coming to the Shakedown. So we will shake it down. We'll shake it.
Yes,
shake
we will.
Shake it. So if you cannot handle criticism or our opinions on your track, don't send it in. But if you don't mind leaping off the cliff and send it in your track so you can get a little better or fine-tune your artistry, listen, send it in to the Shakedown. Mr. Alfred Jones, say some final words to the people.
Treat every day as your next opportunity for greatness.
Yeah. That's a good one. And listen up. Y'all know how I do it, baby, and what I say all the time and every time. Motivate yourself to inspire others to inspire yourself. Right here on the Shakedown.
Shakedown.
Real Talk Radio.
Shakedown Radio.
Real Talk.
Keep it real. We keep it